Thoughts on Snyder fans intentionally trying to ruin James Gunn's Superman by posting spoilers, reserving seats so people can't get into the movie. I truly don't get how Snyder cultists can call themselves Superman fans when they want to ruin a Superman film for everybody. So you messaged me about this yesterday. You had 3 things listed. You only listed 2 here, so I'm going to read that message. All right, you sent a message. I guess this is like from Reddit or something like that. They have 3 things they're trying to do. Post spoilers everywhere. People are less likely to see or enjoy the movie if it's already spoiled. Leave a bad rating on review sites. We know for sure gun bots will post fake positive reviews, so we must let people know the truth and balance the bias out with realistic scores. I love that they say balance the bias, like admitting we're biased. We're just playing games here. Reserve tickets online, but don't complete the purchase. By selecting and reserving tickets, it gets taken out of this pool for a period of time, which means that this has a chance of stopping gun bots from buying tickets. Like, this is even though I don't know the origin of this, if it's real Reddit, if it's 5 people, I don't know. So this is all assuming that this right here is true. The language in it fully exposes the bubble that they're in, that they perceive of there's 2 groups of people, us and them. Like, if you're trying to, you think that, like, they equate the gun bots, people that are giving positive reviews just to support James Gunn. They just said it, gun bots. But also, we're going to reserve tickets but not buy them so gun bots can't buy tickets. Their mindset is the only people buying tickets for this movie are people playing stupid online games. Like, that is delusional. It is so unbelievably stupid. Like, they can't fathom that there's just people that, oh, there's a new Superman movie coming out, I'm going to go see it. They don't, like, they think, like, they're associating, everyone buying a ticket knows who James Gunn is, which is ridiculous. The vast majority of people that are going to go see this movie do not know who James Gunn is. Like, they might know Guardians of the Galaxy, so the trailer says from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. Like, maybe they'll go, oh, cool, but they don't know his name. Because a movie that costs $200 million to be profitable is not a movie made for nerds on the internet, or just for nerds on the internet. It's a movie that's made to appeal to everyone. And my neighbor, 2 houses down, does not know who James Gunn is. I know who James Gunn is. My neighbor right next door does, and the guy across the street does. The person 2 houses down does not. My wife only knows the name James Gunn because she's married to me. But the idea that you're going to, like, sabotage the movie by stopping gun bots from buying tickets, it's like they're missing the point entirely. Like, it's so much of a stupid war between us and them, they're not thinking about the fact that, oh yeah, normal people go to the movies. What do normal people want? Who cares what normal people want? Who cares what there's demand for? I like, it's so infuriating to see this stuff because it's like I was thinking about this. I watched Man of Steel last night. I'm just trying to think through, like, the actual conversation with the Snyder cultists. And at no point in time do you ever get the feeling that they love movies or love Superman. Like, that's not the flavor of it at all. It's all about Zack Snyder. And it's so peculiar. I've told this story a zillion times before, but, like, the guy that I bought windows from a few years back was, we ended up talking, you know, was looking at all the windows in my house, came in this office, there's a window right here, and he went, oh, you're into movies? And this led to the conversation about, I do YouTube for a living, talked about, started talking, this was right around about a year after Justice League came out, Snyder Cut. As we started talking about that, and he was a huge part of the Snyder Cut movement, Restore the Snyder Cut. And we get into this, and at some point in time, he's all about it. That's his whole thing. We get a point in time, he says, I've never actually seen it. It had been out at least 6 months, maybe a year at this point in time, and he had never seen Zack Snyder's Justice League. But his whole online personality was restore the Snyder Cut. And he literally, yeah, I never actually ended up watching it because I'd seen the behind the scenes, I'd read the spoilers and everything, and it was really just about winning. And like he said that out loud to me. And it was like such a perfect microcosm of the way I perceive of the Snyder Cut movement. That they're people that everybody needs a purpose. Everyone needs to feel like they matter and they have a grander cause. And so this is why people get very invested in all sorts of things. If you're not doing something in real life that feel like you're moving the needle and making a difference, then you find something very silly. And how do people get pulled into cults? How do people get pulled into all these things? Why do people get so worked up over things? Because we need a purpose. We need to have meaning in life. We need to feel like our existence matters. And so you latch on to something. And there's people that latched onto Zack Snyder and never let go. And so it's not about Superman. It's not about a faithful Superman. It's about their cause. It's so strange. It's very peculiar. I loved Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I loved that I was wrong about the fact that, like I said, I don't see this thing ever coming out in any sort of meaningful, completed form, and then it did. I love that I was wrong about that, and I love it was as good as it was. I was a huge fan of it. And typically, I've been a big fan of Snyder. But it's about movies. And it's about, are they good or not? It's not about winning a culture war or something like that, or sticking it to the man and bending reality to try and fit my narrative or whatever. So it's so strange and peculiar. I can't, let's call it the Snyder cult or whatever, cultists, because it is cult-like behavior, because he's like the center figure in like a religion that has to be protected at all costs, and anyone that attacks this thing. But it's not like they're massive defenders of like Army of the Dead or Rebel Moon. It's like specifically his DC universe, but it's not like they're sitting around talking about Batman v Superman all the time. They're not even really, they're talking about not having Man of Steel 2, but they're not talking about, Man of Steel, here's the great things I loved about it. It's all about the center figure, the director of it, not even the movies. So it's so peculiar. I can't think of any other movement in the world of movies and stuff like that that's specifically like the Snyder stuff. Are you nervous that any Snyder bros will try to ruin the Superman theatrical experience when the movie drops this weekend? I'm sure the Snyder bros will try to ruin the experience. Am I nervous about that? Not really, because not that there's a few of them, but in terms of what it takes to get a movie to $1 billion, that's not the nerds on the internet. That's not me, and it's not them. It's the normies. You got to get normal people, and normal people aren't on the internet, on Twitter, on message boards, in the comments section, having movies spoiled. And so, not that their behavior doesn't have any effect, but if the movie's actually awesome and the movie's actually scratching an itch that the general public has, the Snyder bros can't overcome that. If people are actually excited for it, like an upbeat, hopeful Superman movie, if it's the right movie at the right time, the Snyder bros' efforts to sabotage it, to restore the Snyderverse, will not work. And they've been trying to sabotage it all along, but there's still like growing momentum for it. How much of that is online, how much of that is the normies, I don't really know. It's getting more and more difficult to read the room with a lot of these things, because there can be such a gap between the online bubble of what the internet is talking about and what the house 2 doors down is going to do. My neighbor's in the nerd bubble with me. Neighbor across the street's in the nerd bubble. But 2 doors down, those neighbors that aren't super nerdy. My neighbor next door and the neighbor across the street, we've got tickets to see Superman Tuesday night at the early Amazon screening. So we're in the conversation. But what about the other neighbors that aren't obsessed with this stuff? I don't really know. So, I know these guys are going to try and just jack the film up. And I just think that's so... I mean, I just don't get that thinking, because it's I talk about team sports mentality. It's the extreme version of that. Because it's not just, hey, I want my movie to succeed, boo to those guys over there, but I want my thing to happen. It's actively trying to sabotage the other side. Like, it's so just like in this kind of bubble of anger that it's about attacking a thing and like assuming only the worst of James Gunn and everything that he's doing and everything surrounding that. And it has to be awful. Every choice he made is the worst because my thing is the best. I don't get that. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.